After being bitten by radioactive communists, our heroes develop strange and unusual powers beyond any mortal man. This is the Trade Paperback Show.
Welcome to the Trade Paperback, another mediocre show on YouTube with hosts that we held a press conference to announce that we are Iron Man. But then we were promptly laughed off the stage. I am Demented, and with me is...
Dustin.
So yeah, welcome to the show. What have you been reading, Dustin?
Let's see, this week, because I haven't had a chance to grab the new Invincible, I read the new Justice League Dark, Wolverine, Savage Wolverine. I bought all of those and caught up to that. The Wolverine standalone comic.
Is the Wolverine standalone comic like set up for the movie or something?
I'm not 100% sure. There's currently 3 issues out, and it's not starting in like Japan or anything like that. What was the last one I read? Because I got all these, I just picked them up today, and so I just did a little binge reading. Oh, the last one was something I liked a lot. Oh yeah, Secret Avengers. That's it. Yes. Which was also
I've been
good.
slacking, so yeah.
Well, I actually really want to talk about Secret Avengers.
Oh, go for it.
It's not exactly like Avengers, the Avengers team. I can't even spell the word secret for some reason, but yeah. It pretty much starts with what's his name, Clint. You know, as Hawkeye, except like he doesn't have the mask. He has just like some purple glasses.
Yeah.
And he's being held. Like, you know, the first thing you see is he's laying there with some bullets in his chest, like bullet holes in his chest, and he gets taken, and there's a dude.
Whoa. 1 second. Is it the real Hawkeye or the fake Hawkeye is like the Jeremy Renner Hawkeye?
If you pop about, I want to say within the first issue, you'll see that Hawkeye's with Black Widow. So I'm going to go with Clint.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the costumes. Because to me, Hawkeye always has to have the little Archer outfit and the.
I think he's wearing the costume. He has sunglasses on instead of the mask.
Okay, because I hate that a lot of comics they're switching over to the movie version of him, and yeah, that doesn't look like Hawkeye to me.
Okay, well, anyways, it starts with him there, and then, like, he's talking to a guy with, like, he's held up in chains, like, he's bleeding out and all that, and he has no idea how he got there, because the last thing he remembered is he was at the gym, and then next thing he knew, he was on the ground with bullets in his chest with, like, 9 people pointing guns at him. Now, the thing I noticed real quick of that scene was there was a guy there, and he had glowing markings on his head, so obviously I'm thinking, Magic Man. But, without really spoiling anything, that's like the whole first issue is just, like it goes through that, then it flashes back to a couple hours ago to what happens. Pretty much the cast of the comic is Nick Fury, Agent Coulson, it starts with Black Widow and Hawkeye. It has the acting director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then, like, somebody's up for, like, I guess getting vetted for the new, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. shipness. And, other than that, by the third comic, they introduced Bruce Banner and the Hulk, and a woman called Mockingbird.
So, is this continuing from the other Secret Avengers, or is it its own thing? Or, like, what universe
it
is
looks like it's more of a direct S.H.I.E.L.D.-controlled incident. Think like Black Ops, but like Super S.H.I.E.L.D. Black Ops.
Oh yeah, if I remember correctly, the other Secret Avengers was... I guess I haven't read Marvel in forever. Last time Secret Avengers were around, it was led by Steve Rogers, a.k.a. Captain America, who wasn't Captain America. Because Bucky was still running around as Captain America, and he, like, became, God, what was they calling him? Super Soldier. That's right, he was just Super Soldier, and that was his team, the Secret Avengers.
This one's, like, the mission parameters and all that are tooled up and set up by S.H.I.E.L.D. So yeah. It's like literally a S.H.I.E.L.D. Black Ops team. Yeah,
that's what the other one was, too, because at the time, Steve Rogers was co-leading S.H.I.E.L.D. with Nick Fury.
Well, it looks to me that in this instance, Nick Fury is actually a S.H.I.E.L.D. operative. And, actually, I can load up... Or where did I put that comic at? Because, like, when it starts, it actually shows the like one of the first pages, it shows like the current hierarchy of the team. Where are you, paper? Okay.
And another question: which Nick Fury is it? Is it the 616 Nick Fury or Ultimate Nick Fury?
I don't know what the the different Nick Furies look like. All I know is he is African American, has an eye patch, and has that sweet, sweet goatee.
Then it's Ultimate Nick Fury. That's
okay.
That's the main difference.
Oh, Ultimate Nick Fury is the dark one, and the white one's the other one?
Yeah, Ultimate Nick Fury's Samuel L. Jackson. Normal Nick Fury is the white guy with like the gray on the sides.
Okay, the current chain of command at the first issue, we see this within the first few pages, is Daisy Johnson, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., Maria Hill, like, I'm going back in the chain, Commander, acting Director. Then it branches off to Nick Fury, Field Agent, Phil Coulson, Tactical Support, Hawkeye, Clint Barton, Marksman/Asset, Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, ex-KGB spy/Asset. I think by the second issue, Mockingbird, Bobby Moore's Field Agent/Asset. Then, fourth issue, very started, it goes Hulk, Bruce Banner, High Ordnance/Asset. So, most of the units they use, other than Nick Fury in the field, are actually assets. And that actually has a major plot point because the assets have something tooled up for them that the people branch up. So everybody below Nick Fury and Phil Coulson are assets. So yeah. Which
This
actually is a
almost
plot
sounds-
point.
This almost sounds like a prequel, since Nick Fury's always been the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It's a sequel. There's a reason for it, and it's a very secretive Nick Fury style reason. But it's the first major villain you see is oddly enough Hive. Wait, is it Hive? Oh, no, AIM. Sorry, I got my DC Marvel little like cluster groups different. Yeah, it's AIM. And this AIM starts with the Supreme Scientific Commander instead of Mordok or whatever his name is. So yeah,
I like MODOK.
I do too, but this is a different thing. It's I like it. Like I only got up to issue 4. I'm not sure when the issues come out because I made my pull list like 3 weeks ago and I just grabbed a whole bunch. But yeah, of the comics I read, this is the one I enjoy the most. But from Savage Wolverine, there's a character that I like more.
Well, thank goodness, because Wolverine is a horrible character by himself.
Well, Savage Wolverine has, I think, currently, I believe right now, 3 main characters. Obviously Wolverine, so you have Logan. What's her name? It's not Natasha. It's like Savannah, the She-Devil. Crap. This is always why I have problems remembering names. Like, I should make notes, but then, like, I'm reading through, multiple sets of comics, so even if I make the notes, I might not remember.
So did he say his line in it?
He keeps saying the word... where's this stupid word at? Like, he only really says it when he's talking, like, he's about to get hurt. It's, like, it's not... Oh, it's cripes or crepes, like he literally says. Which is a little weird.
I thought at some point he would look like straight onto a panel and be like, "I'm the best at what I do, and what I do is appear in every Marvel team at the same time."
Think he... Well, no, he didn't say that, obviously, but,
He did his other line, "I'm the best at what I do, and what I do ain't pretty."
Kind of, but then there's comic relief. Okay, where are you?
If you want to make it into a comedy, then it'd be like this. Like, if it was real life...
if you want to make it into a comedy, I can tell you who you put in there.
No,
Shauna the She-Devil.
Real life, make it into a comedy, make Logan into what he actually is, a Canadian. Be like, "I'm the best at what I do, and what I do ain't pretty, eh? Sneak, sneak."
Well, the cool thing is, he's, doing what he normally does, but, do you know who, Shauna the She-Devil is? Mm-hmm. Well, she's in it. And she's one of 3 main characters.
Art by Frank Cho, I think? Is who did it? Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't think he started, but Frank Cho's doing the writing for this. And, he asked the person, I think, who invented her, or no, I think he was used to revive her.
Yeah, he revived her and turned her into an adult comic with boobies and nudity and stuff.
Well, yeah, she's in like a panther skin bikini and loincloth and runs around with a big knife and a flint spear in this. The third main character...
His first run of that series was actually a Marvel Max characters when they brought her back. And it had like full frontal nudity, no covering up. It was a no one under 18 book.
You hear that, kids? You can't see that because you're not adults. But the third character, and this is the reason I like him so much, is Amadeus Cho, also known as Mastermind Excello. Do you know who he is?
No, I don't. I'm not anything about the Marvel
He
universe.
normally appears in books featuring the Avengers or individual members of that group, such as the Hulk or Hercules. He's been affiliated with God Squad, Renegades, Mighty Avengers, and the Olympius group. His superpower is he's a super genius. In this comic, he has a kind of has a suit. As in, his suit is called Calvin Klein, and it's actually a suit with a whole bunch of nanotechnology and various other defensive tech put into it.
So it's like a streamed down Iron Man suit, hidden in a fancy suit.
It allows, it's like, think like Jarvis, but he calls him Calvin. It gives him, like, he can put up an invulnerability, like, a force field around himself, he can give himself super strength, he has, like, a translator, so, like, he could take, like, old languages. After a while, Calvin could build a syntax for it and, like, translate it for him, and he'd give him, like, super strength and flight and hovering and all that. But this thing takes place in the Savage Lands, which, Marvel, people should know from at the very least the 90s X-Men, because that's a place where Magneto was. But this is the Savage Lands on an island, where Calvin's actually only operating at about 28% because it's not able to draw on most of its power. It's getting power from like his body heat, his bioelectric field, and the sun. So he has like limited abilities and all that stuff. And then this like the thing starts with like 8 months prior to like however Logan got there, because he just appears in the sky and just drops. And same thing with Amadeus. That's a weird name.
Oh, that's the life of Logan. You just wake up one day falling from the sky.
Oh, no, he doesn't just... Yeah. Like, they just both teleport from, like, there's a bright light and they just fall onto the island. And then she was there because she was with a S.H.I.E.L.D. geological team. And, this high-tech suit isn't working full. Well, the ship crashed. And, 8 months later, blah-de-blah. Pretty interesting comic.
So the suits... So this guy has, like, real no superpowers. So he's kind of like Booster Gold from DC, except for intelligent.
Kind of, except he's a super genius. So think Tony Stark level intellect.
Right, that's the main difference is Booster Gold is dumb as a rock and this guy's super smart.
And this guy made his suit, whereas Booster stole his.
Yeah, from the museum.
Yeah. But yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. And of the last comic I read other than Justice League Dark, which I'll get into in a minute, the Wolverine comic. So, it's a part of Marvel now. It starts literally with him, half his body melted into, like, bone, like, just bone. Like, and, he's saying, climb under these bones, kid. Oh, no, he's talking about a super, like, the running joke for the 3 comics I've read was, like, he'd try and say, I'm Avenger, codenamed Wolverine, and sometimes he'll get, like, shot or he doesn't finish. Because, like, he's trying to be professional in this one. He's like, I know you're security, but I'm an Avenger, codenamed, and he's like, blam! He's like, okay, I'm gonna chop your arm off for that.
Oh, Logan.
But yeah, it takes place, just like, I think, in like a major city, it introduced a support cast for him, where it's like a superhero bar, or like a, mutant bar or something like that, to where, like, people who, make money off of repairing from, like, the fights, people, like a book you takes bets on, superhuman brawls, stuff like that. So
Would
they get
if that was real, people would be doing that.
Nick Fury makes a cameo in this comic too. Like, I think the second and third one. But it starts with a guy executing people, and he has a very strange weapon. Like, the weapon's so strange that it was able to evaporate or like disintegrate a good chunk of Logan's body, except obviously the adamantium, and he regenerated and all that stuff. But the strange thing is, within like 5 pages, Wolverine kills him. Kid takes the gun. Like, the kid who was all scared, suddenly he's just all calm and stuff. And that's like a theme. It's, just one little spoiler. when Nick Fury
One
shows
little
up...
spoiler, this whole thing's been spoilers.
It's not really a spoiler, I'm just giving like a synopsis of what's going on so far. The Watcher shows up, and he tries to talk to Nick Fury about it, but for whatever reason, Nick Fury has no record of the Watcher.
That makes no sense.
Well, it's Marvel now, so they're doing reboots.
Oh, supposedly maybe this is the first appearance of the Watcher now?
Well, Logan has knowledge of it, so I think some event happened that nobody really remembers. Or I didn't read it yet. But anyways, yeah, then the Justice League Dark, there's the Flash, there's Swamp Thing, stuff happens. We find something out the very last page. Xanadu's completely useless, except that, like, she, like, put magic around her fist, it was punching things, it was pretty cool. Oh yeah, and it turns out that the Flash, just being super fast, was able to find that, like, the entrance to the House of Mysteries. Even though it's, like, supposed to be mystically hidden, so the Flash is like, haha, I'm the Flash.
Oh, yeah, I think this is the man that,
he searched the entire city. Like, he just went through the entire place and somehow just found it.
Yeah, you gotta think how fast he is. There's a great panel that shows, how fast the Flash is. Let's see, what was it? Like a nuclear explosion blows up, and the Flash, in, like, the, blink of an eye, rescued all, like, 1,500 people out of the village. And got him to a safe distance.
You didn't read Justice League Dark. Constantine has access to one of two binary mystic houses. There's the House of Mysteries and the House of Secrets. He has the House of Mysteries, so, like, he just walks up to a door, puts a special key in, and they're in that house. It's a house that goes through limbo, so obviously, like, you can go around the world with that. And, it's a big house, it's a magic house, so, like, the rooms never match up, and it's a maze a bit. It's supposed to be mystically hidden, so you need pretty good magic ability to find it.
Well, I'm a huge Flash fan, and I think that it
it's like the thing with, like, magic, because, like, the very start of this, the actual Justice League had a problem with, the Enchantress. Like, they couldn't take it, so, like, Xanadu actually had to create the team Justice League Dark to, counter her.
Right, but when it comes to things hidden, because I'm not sure exactly
it's mystically
how it
hidden.
works. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but you gotta remember, this is Barry Allen, since Wally got retconned out. Barry Allen is the fastest man alive and supposedly one with the Speed Force. Now, I'm not sure what exactly is the Speed Force, because to me it always sounds something mystical. Since the fact that when a speedster dies, they become one with the Speed Force.
Well, I figure that he did something because, like, he was also able to move his eyes fast enough to see the energy of some constructs. And the cool thing about the current issue is the Flash found him, Constantine, but, like, something that Constantine was fighting, who had some, like, skill that Constantine had, took a cigarette, like, that he was smoking, flicked it, and made the Flash trip. Yeah, that's, like, a skill that Constantine would have.
Even though it's completely unbelievable.
No, it's Constantine. He's really, like, in this one, like in the Justice League Dark, he's actually incredibly skilled because, like, he's actually researched these guys just in case. Like, he's kind of like the mystical Batman, except he also has a few contingencies to, like, handle the superheroes in case they go rogue.
But still, if you put real world physics into this, a man moving at the speed of light would not trip over a cigarette, but it would just, like, evaporate as it hit him.
Well, maybe there's magic or something involved, but it was funny, so it works. So that's all I have for the comics I read this week. I'll have, like, the Invincible stuff for next week and some more Marvel stuff.
Sweet. Speaking of Marvel, let's talk about the abortion that is the new Avengers cartoon.
Well, there's not much to exactly talk about because it's not out yet, other than a preview.
From the preview alone, nope.
Well, I skipped through it because I didn't really feel like watching it, but, like, the actual animation, the way they chose people, I liked, except they went the lazy route because when I saw scene with Natalia in it, Black Widow, she had a triangle chin. So, we're gonna do it lazy. We're gonna do symmetric stuff. Okay, and I can prove this. Tony Stark, the Hulk. Let's go with Captain America. Big, square, manly, heroic chins. Very lazy, in my opinion. And all the male voices I didn't like.
Same here. I did not like any of the voices, and I'm with you on the faces. It's lazy
Well,
animation.
except for the Hulk. The Hulk, like, he always has a big, manly, square jaw. Always.
Because
at least in animation.
The reason they do it that way is because it's easier to animate, because they can just reuse the same faces and just change costumes, and there you go.
That's lazy.
Yep.
And most notably from what we've actually read about it is the old Avengers cartoon, which was awesome. They said, oh, because it wasn't made in-house and blah-de-blah, but the real reason was they wanted to merchandise stuff more and attract more children to it. Even though, surprise, the adults actually have the money, will spend more money on the action figures and the DVD box sets and all that. The problem I personally have with this is they're going to be going single episodes. That means no multi-episode plots, and that's to keep children entertained, which is a big just insult to adults who also enjoy comic cartoons.
Right, because you can't get a great in-depth story with only, what, about 22 minutes if you take out time for commercials?
Yeah. Well, if you take out time for commercials, the intro and outros, too. So probably about 21 minutes, 15 seconds.
Right, you can't get a great in-depth story in that amount of time. And
Well,
give it proper development.
The last show they did, they ended it with, like, 3 one-off issues. And, like, the last one, they were fighting, what's-his-face? The galactic entity that keeps eating everything. I forget his name.
Galactus?
Yeah, Galactus. Like, they fought and beat Galactus. And they didn't show over.
The end.
Yeah. So, obviously, that you can infer from that the department, or the people who were making it, did not think that it was over, which tends to be the case with most shows. They don't know until after the season's over. Because, like, oh, 2 episodes into this, let's renew it. Oh, it's over? 3 weeks later, we're not renewing it. Which is just, ugh.
But we can't completely put all the hate onto Marvel for this one. DC is just as bad. I got an idea. Yeah, I do have to agree, worse. I got a great idea. Let's cancel a really great show called Young Justice and replace it with Teen Titans Go.
And Green Lanterns, The Animated Adventures.
Oh, that's right, they canceled that one too.
Yes, they canceled that for a Batman
but to be
show,
fair,
and Teen Titans Go.
To be fair, we have not seen the new Batman one. It might actually be good.
Well, yeah, I'm just judging it because, I don't see like, they were trying to say, yeah, like, oh, it's gonna be the DC block, which was kind of trying to hint, saying, block. What's a block? It's a square. What's square? 4. This should be 4. And then they canceled 2 of them and replaced them.
Right.
And,
but yeah, Teen Titans Go looks absolutely horrible. Yes, it has the same cast and the same writing team, but the art style completely ruins it for me.
That, and they tried to say that it's going to be a continuation of the old Teen Titans, the animated series, which it is not. Because I just read the Wikipedia, and it says what they do when they're not helping avert crises. Which is saying what they're doing in their off time. Hooray!
Right, so we're going to see Robin awkwardly flirting with Starfire, and Raven and Beast Boy giving each other glances over pizza.
It's pretty much, it has nothing to do with any plot or anything. It's just gonna apparently be one-offs of just nonsense. So, like, occasionally, like, you know, in old Teen Titans where there'd be some nonsense. This could be the whole thing. And, oh yeah, you know how that nonsense normally had them in chibi form? Surprise! They decided to do that for the whole show.
Right, because that's what made the original Teen Titans cartoon great, was the fact that it was action, but when they went into comedy, it would go into the chibi form, and it was refreshing. It was like, yeah, this is great. But
and the
full
last
30
season,
minutes of it, no thank you.
The last season of the entire, or of Teen Titans was really good. They went against, was that, I never remember that guy's name, the brain dude.
The guy that has the monkey?
Yeah, no, the gorilla.
I think it's just Brain. The Brain and Maurice, or something like that. I think that's what it is. It's the Brain and Maurice. And Maurice is the gorilla with a beret.
I think he has another name. Oh, I'm looking it up. There's a Brain Comics, really. Monsieur Mala? Nope, that's the ape. Yeah, it's the Brain and Monsieur Mala.
Okay, that's it. Monsieur
Yeah,
Mala
he like
and
made
Brain.
her, like, the guy smart. Yeah, made him a genius, super strength, speed, reflexes, and agility. And then the Brain, which is like the mastermind, the main villain of the Doom Patrol. I believe, or at least one of the most well-known villains. So yeah, that was actually an awesome story arc for the TV show.
Both new comic book cartoons suck. We're still holding out for the new Batman one, but from what I've seen, I'm not sure it's going to be good either, because one of the things they changed is Alfred. He's no longer a nice elderly British man.
He's not the father figure.
Right, he's a big, buff, MI7, MI6.
MI6? Jinx, you owe me soda. Ha.
MI6 agent that is like a master tactician and weapons expert that assists Bruce Wayne fighting crime.
And like the picture they showed of it is you see Alfred shooting a gun, and Batman is very against guns because what killed his parents?
Guns.
Yes, it wasn't tacos or diabetes, it was a gun. And Batman has always been
most likely going to be bad too, because like one of the descriptions of Alfred from the creators of it is, we want to give him a personality. Imagine Sean Connery as Alfred was actually one of the quotes that they used.
No, let's just imagine him this way. Imagine Alfred as Batman, but without the costume.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, that's going to be horrible too.
Yep. So, we're just about out of the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have about 3 minutes. So, I believe that a comic movie came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Superman Unbound.
And we both saw it, so haha.
I liked the art style. Did not enjoy the story.
Well, yeah, a quick spoiler, Superman Unbound, you think with that, he's either, was like, had some restraints on him or something, he had escaped somewhere, or he goes ballistic on someone within the movie. Nope. We decided to name it that way.
I was thinking it was going to be like the finale for Justice League Unlimited, where he went against Darkseid and gave like the whole monologue about how you have no idea what it's like to be me, to live in a world of paper, afraid that you'll destroy something around you if you ever lose control. With you, I don't have to hold back. I get to let loose. I was thinking that was going to be like that, him just going all out, 100% of his strength, because supposedly in the comics and the movies and stuff like that, Superman only uses roughly like 5% of his strength. Because if he uses more than that, he's going to kill somebody.
Well, it depends. With some of them, he has to go above and beyond on that.
Right, but like average Justice League fighting, he's using 5% of his power.
So yeah, it had good art, and everything else was meh.
I liked the story with Supergirl. I liked her being a rebellious teenager, kind of adding more reality to it, that she's having to deal with these powers on a strange planet, and the fact that her little cousin is now her big cousin, because they threw that in there because of the whole wormhole thing.
Yeah, so, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. That was a good bit, but just, like, the overall arc of, the plot points were just, eh.
Yeah. Hopefully the next one's going to be better, Flashpoint.
Yes.
But speaking of Flashpoint, one last thing. I haven't got to read it yet, but I am as soon as we're done recording here. I'll talk about it next week. Green Lantern number 20, the conclusion of the Wrath of the First Lantern, and the final issue written by Jeff Johns. After 10 years and taking a title that was a B-list title and turning it into one of the best-selling titles by DC, he is leaving. This is the final issue written by him, and yeah, it's a sad day, but hopefully he's going to go on to bigger and better things, and hopefully the new writing team is not going to screw up Green Lantern, what he's done in the last 10 years.
How about you close us out with something hilarious?
Something hilarious?
Yes.
Maybe something hilarious. Oh, you want to hear something really funny?
Yes.
I actually kind of enjoyed the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds.
No.